Okay, fine. So, very good afternoon, one and all present over here. I myself, Dr. Siddharth Jadeja, and would like to deliver some of the topics which is related with the 21st century skills and how to assess the 21st century skills. Basically, this paper has been presented in the third international conference on transformations in engineering education, which was held at Pune in the College of Engineering, and that is the time period between January 8 to 12th. Okay. So moving further, as we know that right now the whole Indian engineering education is in the transformation phase, and already ministry, MHRD people have already, we have become already the signatory body of the ABET, and now the outcome-based education that has been implemented, and we as engineering colleges, higher education people, we have to follow those OBE guidelines. Now, when we talk about the OBE, outcome-based education, it is all about the reinventing the engineering education. Particularly, this is all about the teaching and the learning. Teaching is when a faculty member is supposed to be in the classroom, he or she delivers the lecture, talk. Generally, learners are in the passive mode, they just listen to the lecture and that's it. But when we talk about the outcome-based education, it is all about the engagement of the learners in the learning. They must be in the active mode. Each and every session, lectures, course, program must be accompanied with the learning outcomes, and that has to mission and vision. Now, when we say mapping is so much essential, we need to prove that we have achieved these learning outcomes. So our assessment must be thorough. It must be so much concrete, and more or less it should be the formative assessment rather than the summative assessment. So the assessment strategies makes a very vital role. As we know that in engineering education, large classroom is also a problem. So obviously we will be discussing how this peer assessment will be helpful with the large classrooms. Evaluation patterns is also one of the question mark, because generally assessment in engineering education, it means the examination, which generally happen in the mid of the semester and at the end of the semester. At the end of the semester, there is no such opportunity for the students to improvise their grades, whatever the grades they have received, that's it, all about it. And particularly exam patterns are not a part of the learning. More or less, students always start a subject related with the mindset of examinations. He or she never thinks in that way, what I am going to achieve after attending this course or subject. And evaluation process is patterns is also so much of focus towards the student success in failures. Either it will be a pass or fail or a grade. And again, when we talk about the outcome-based educations, the evidence left with the each and everywhere learning outcomes is required. So evidence must be in form of say a proof. The emerging trends of the outcome-based education is more or less, I would like to just summarize it. There are few steps. The one is, it is learner-centered approach, which is so much essential. When we say that it is learner-centered approach, and today in the engineering education, our learners are the 21st century skill learner. They are called digital natives. And these digital natives are so much inclined towards the technology. They are so much towards the, the technical gadgets. They prefer the varied styles of learning. www. For them, it is wherever, whenever, and whatever. So, just to teach this digital narratives in outcome-based education guidelines, we need the individual attention. In fact, OB itself says that growth of each and every student. We have to take all the students with us. There must be a minimum level where all the students reach, and at the end of that course program, they must attend some of the, or say all the learning outcomes. Individual attentions obviously require personal assessments. and personal individual attention, it becomes a challenge when it is all about the large classroom. I'm again and again putting the words large classroom. The reason is that almost all we know that in Indian engineering system, minimum 60 students, and when D2D admission happened, the classroom becomes around about 75 students and one division. So that is what the one challenge for a teacher, for a faculty, how to do the individual assessment and how to give them a particular attention. As I already told that, success for all, that is what the principle of outcome-based education. The college where I am working and the university where I am working, that is a Gujarat Technological University, there is a one course, the name is course is the CPDP, that is a subject, and that is a contributor personality development program. Particularly this course is so much good, it is really near to my heart. Basically, this course has been designed very nicely, and thanks to our Vice Chancellor Dr. Agarwal sir, who really taken so much pain to implement this course. But when we talked about the CPDP subject, obviously when it has been implemented, there are some rules and frameworks given by the university. And generally what I have observed during my tenure or during my general academic reviews, students was not having that much focus on this course. They were considering it as a just as a passing criteria. In fact, the course objectives are really good. Currently, even it is going on in the second semester in the engineering course, but students are not considering, not taking it seriously, and rather than using developing themselves, they just consider it as a as one easy subject which could be really clear, and because of their examination mindset, and they were not involved. So with the team of my faculty members, we with the in this CPDP subject only, we developed one of the new teaching pedagogy, which is we have given the name as a WWE, which stands for the Wonder Working Engineers. Obviously, the name is also unique because we need to teach the digital natives, and we would like we thought in that, okay, let us give some type of name which will be which will be preferred by our digital natives also. Believe me, when we have given this name WWE, they were very happy, and that has become one of the brand for them, that is Wonder Working Engineers. And particularly this WWE is designed to foster the 21st century skill, and just to remove this mindset of the students, that is become the skill centric rather than the grade or mark centric. There are a number of stuffs that happened. 21st century skill is so much essential, each and every trust, each and every institute have their mission and visions where this type of skills are focused. With my new course of slides, we will be discussing about those stuffs also, that is related with the 21st century skills also, and which skills are included in 21st century skills, that also we will be discussing. So let me elaborate this a blend of this WWE, that is a blend of technology and talent that engage students proactively, collaboratively, and competitively. In fact, it is a 1 hour technical group performance in the form of hybrid of drama and role play. If you will refer the 14th and 15th century teaching learning pedagogy, we come to know that the role play is one of the best teaching learning pedagogy. And the WWE is in fact designed in such a way that the group of the students has been created. In one of the group, around about 8 to 10 students, they have been allotted in the one group, and it is one sort of a hybrid group. It means from mechanical, from civil, from computer IT. It is a mixture of the branch, and the students are supposed to take one of the technical topic as their main project, and then they are supposed to work with that topic. They have to research, they have to refer the research papers, they have to go into the depth of the topic, and they have to create a role play of 1 hour. They need to write down the script of that particular topic. They need to show their empathy. They need to become a character to demonstrate that topic. The ultimate goal of the WWE is to present a role play of 1 hour to explain any of the technical topic chosen by the student. And to guide the students in the right direction, as I already mentioned, this course is teaching pedagogy given to the second semester student. So just by considering their technical knowledge, just to support them, each and every group has been given one mentor, technical staff. Now this is one of the hybrid technique to achieve the objectives of the CPDP. And when we refer the objectives of the CPDP, Contributor Personality Development Program, it is so much unique, and it is so much that those all features, objectives are focused towards the, it is for the satisfaction of the employer. When students just clear their course, generally employers seeking for such type of skills that is generally comes under the 21st century skills. The main advantage with this, main focus of this particular formation of the group is just creating the hybrid group. When students should in position to work with another branch, and they should know each other very well, just to create the multidisciplinary approach among the. So there were so many challenges, but as we know that challenges are always the opportunities. It is interdisciplinary approach, which is one of the challenge converted into the reality. The creativity and the collaborations, skills development, which was again a challenge. A real life situation, yes, I would like to mention over here, when it is a role play and say you are supposed to explain any of the technical topic with the help of role play, and for that purpose students are supposed to write down their own script, which is not at all available even in the Google. So obviously it is one challenge, and students in starting they were finding it a little bit difficult. Apart from that, real life situations like how to manage the stuff on the stage, how to do the, how to work with each other, because it may possible one of the users may forget any of the dialogue, and based on that you have to take care on the stage. It is a live demonstration. Channelizing their energies with apt use of technology. Obviously, during the executions of this WW, we have seen that students have come up with the number of good ideas. This youth is so much useful, and if you will divert their energy in the right direction, it is going to be the superb. They know how to deal with the technology. They know how to develop some of the, how to come up with the innovative ideas, the apt use of the technology, and that's what we have said. The effective use of resources and dealing with the people. So when we talk about the effective use of resources, it is optimizations. At our institutes, we were having one of the huge auditorium that is the convention centers, and that has been for the 6 months that has been the authority given to the students. So students were literally taking the ownership of that auditorium. They were doing the maintenance work. They were taking the care of each and every stuffs of the auditorium, even the scheduled maintenance, like sir, on this date we are having the final rehearsal, so for that purpose we need to recharge the batteries of this mic, we need to check our sound systems, we need to check all the cables and everything. At the same time, they also learn how to deal with the people, because when the whole stuff's given to them, everything, all ownerships of stuff. So they also talk with the outside vendors. They also take care of the channelizing and how to take the permissions and how to use the resources in it. The fun and the entertainment, that is equal to the learning, obviously, because in 1 hour of drama, we have seen that some of the students, they came with their own song, their own video to highlight their concepts, to explain their concepts very well. So in fact, they were enjoying such type of development work. Obviously, I would like to really, it is a really meticulous mentors. That is, mentors have worked very nicely. The faculty members, because in fact, it is not a part of that is not mentioned into the syllabus. Okay, this how to develop this 21st century skills, how to develop this contributor. How to develop these contributorships among the students. But yeah, some of the techniques and some of the guidelines obviously given. At the same time, mentors worked very nicely with all the students. They have given really good topics so that students can develop their script and they can work out. And one of the major tasks is the continuous assessment, because when this was implemented, there were more than 500 students took admissions in the first year, and more than 50 groups, all they need to be assessed continuously. Because for the science graduates, just to be this science 12 science stream students, just to be on the stage was the one challenge, and they need a continuous assessment. That was the major task, because they need the feedback at each and every step. Then and then they would be in positions to demonstrate the stuffs. So if I would like to present this WWE chart. So the objective of this wonderworking engineer is to empower the learners with 21st century skill, which was the keyword. And then it is related with the innovations, creativity, problem solvings, and critical thinking, collaborations, communication skills. These all areas which we are focusing to, or we are aiming to develop. And one of the most important, there harmonious development, which is the main target. Majorly, I have seen that in almost in each and every institute, mission vision statement, this harmonious development of the student is the key word. And when we talk about the harmonious development, we must do the assessment of these skills. Few of the outcomes, that is self-efficacy, positive attitude, empathy, and respecting self and others, creativity, etiquettes, and manners. This chart we have prepared in the starting of that. And at the bottom line, this particular line showing the few of the outcomes related with the affective domain at different stages, how the affective domain can be achieved through this WWE. I would like to highlight one of the point over here in engineering education. Out of this three domain, psychomotor skill, that is psychomotor domain, and the cognitive domain, is that these two domains are taken care very well in the syllabus and other stuffs. But when we talk about the affective domain, that is almost neglected everywhere. And this negligency, it's because of some of the stuffs. But this contributor CPTP subject in the GTU has been rightly introduced to implement this affective domain stages. And in WWE, the receiving and responding mode, that is through the affective domain, was achieved through the orientation and explaining the process by counseling of the groups and solving their queries by the mentors, me and my team. Valuing part, that is a transforming faculty to mentor, particularly few of the demo play also has been arranged by the different group of the students. One or two groups have taken the initiation to present a demo play so that the other students could get the idea how to present this concept. Then organization, that is continuous development through weekly activities arranged, group discussions, review meetings with the jury, mentor observing their students continuously, script writing and other stuffs. And on the final day, they have been awarded, and they have been given some of the awards. They have been praised in presence of their parents, because parents also have been invited, in presence of industry experts, in presence of GTU officials. Honorable Dr. Akshay Agarwal sir, the Vice Chancellor of GTU, also remained present during the executions of this course. And at that time, students received the awards, one of the best performer, the best has been initiated. These are the live pictures. I have taken only one picture, how students have worked in the group and how they have, the group has been formed and in which way they have worked. Now, the 21st century skills and the assessment of the 21st century skill is, one of the biggest challenge. So for that purpose, we as a team decided to go for the peer assessment, and there are a few of the advantages with the peer assessment. One of the best, few of them are the peer review is an evaluation of person's work or performance, by a group of people of the same occupations or professions, and those who are working with each other. Peer review and peer feedback are the elements of assessment which transfers the responses from a teacher to the students. And when we opt for the peer assessment, it is always helpful for a teacher to check the students' performance very well. And for the large classes, it is so much essential. No doubt, albeit we need to provide certain guidelines. We need to channelize the work of this peer assessment. So let us discuss some of the advantages, conceptual framework and executions of this whole peer assessment work which has been carried for this 21st century skills, and why the peer assessment has been selected. That is, as I'm discussing, it is a solution to the large classroom. Almost more than 500 students, and all the students, they have been assessed on 17 different skills, 21st century skills. So and that is also on the continuous basis. So if it, in fact, if we talk about that, it is a tremendous amount of work in terms of assessment. So that is what one of the advantage with the peer assessment. Peer assessment, it is a Bloom's taxonomy. When students, when the assessment happened through the peer assessment, students assess their peers, okay, and in that process, the attainment of the higher order thinking skill HOTS level is so much easy. Today in engineering education's attainment of the generally the syllabus, the lectures and other stuffs, it is only focused towards the lower order thinking skill, and that is one of the major reason our engineers are not so-called skilled engineers. So just to have the transformation from engineers to skilled engineers, and particularly in the this 21st century skill area, the peer assessment is very good tool. It is more diverse than the teacher feedback. Teacher feedback is more formal, where in terms of peer assessment, it is informal feedback. They know each other very well, particularly with the same age group. So their feedbacks are obviously so much of diverse in terms of nature. And obviously with the peer assessment, learning from the others' mistakes happen, and self-evaluation also happen. When a student's evaluating his or her peers sit, at the same time in his or her mind, the process is on what I did, what I have written, what I have done with this parameter. So that comparison helps the learner to develop, and reflecting on his or her own learning. That is what one of the best advantage in the peer assessment. So there are five main goals for the peer assessment, and one of them is as a tool to enhance the active involvement of the students in the teaching learning process. As we discussed, the outcome-based education is mainly focused on the active classroom, and that is activity-based learning. So peer assessment is one of the best tool to replace or assist the faculty. I would like to here really focus on the word the replace. It is not the replacement of the member, but just to transfer the faculty members into the facilitator role, because faculty member, a facilitator can move across that classroom. He or she observe the students how they are doing the peer assessment. We can guide them, and at the same time their learning also will happen. At the same time, a faculty can give them a continuous feedback on their assessment practice. So that is really good one. As a learning tool to acknowledge the impact of assessment on learning, already we have discussed. As a precautionary tool to stop students from getting lazy, obviously. When it is a peer assessment, peer feedback, students are more focused. Today even if you see that they are used to upload their comments on Facebooks and WhatsApps, their profile pics. So they are too much focused about the comments received by their peers, and that make them awaken, that make them very live. And as a learning to assess tool, which is one of the self-explanatory stuffs. So this is one of the chart. This is actually the World Bank survey, which was happened in 2013-14, and where few of the 21st century skills, one survey has been conducted by the World Bank, and asking different employers which type of skills you require from the engineer graduate. So there are three categories of the skill mentioned by the employers, major employers, that is big giants. There is core employability, professional skills, and communication skills. And if we see that, particularly average of all the skills on the total of 5, the highest weightage is given to the core employability skills, which covers the integrity, reliability, teamwork, willingness to learn, entrepreneurship, self-discipline, self-motivated, flexibility, empathy, this type of stuff. If we focus towards the technical skill, which is covered under the communication skill, somewhere it is the 4.02. So this all core employability skills, that is such type of 21st century skills have been considered for this peer assessment task. This reference has been taken from the World Bank report, which is easily available on the net. This is all about the WWE, which is talent blended with the technology, and it is almost focused towards the 21st century skill development, which is the core employability skills. The main highlight of this program is that it is purely activity-based learning and the peer assessment of the 17 skills. Yes, one of the major the technology was used, so it is a 24 multiplied by 7 access for the assessment. So now in this peer assessment, we have opted for the 3-layer system, because sometimes when we talk about the peer assessment, it may happen the friendship, the personal relation influence their assessment. At this age, it may happen. So we have opted for the 3-layered peer assessment. The first one is the learner to learner, learner to mentor. Mentor means their faculty advisor who is working with them, with the group. And the third one is expert to learner. And communication with all this 3 was very nicely initiated, and that was very nicely taken care. This 3-layered peer review was taken to make the data authenticate, and just to prove that, just to bifurcate any of the, otherwise just to filter any of the personal relations or personal bias related with the assessment techniques. So this is one of the sample chart of the one of the student which was happened, and these are listed over here. This particularly considered this blue line considered for the review 1, red one is for the review 2, green is for the review 3, and purple one is the review 4. And some of the skills already mentioned, skills and team on the horizontal x-axis. And these are the parameters which have been updated. That is some of the need improvement, then that comes to that average, good, and excellent. This 17 skills generally taken from, as I mentioned, generally taken from that World Bank survey reports, and a few of the from the P21 organization. This is the chart, bar chart representing the peer review of one of the student who has been reviewed by his peer, and these all are the first, second, third, and fourth review, 4 review. In some of the groups, 5 review happened during a semester. In some of the group, 4 review happened. Now, as I said that it is a 3-layered system, so this is the peer review done by for the same boy with the by the mentor, the faculty advisor. And if you see the first review, there is so much ups and downs. But if you see the almost third review, it was all streamlined. Okay, so each and every time out of 10 students, every student has to go to do the peer review for his colleague from his or her own group. Okay, so the one student, say it is a group of 10 students, so one student's getting feedback for all this skill from his colleagues, and at the same time from the mentor also, and at the same time from the expert also. So his friends also giving a feedback for his development, his performance related with these skills during the executions of this WWE, which is activity-based learning, during the practice session of this wonderworking engineers, and at the same time during the review meetings and the interactions with the mentor is also judged them based on this 21st century skill. If you go with some of the remarks, actually this whole peer review was done through the help of technology. That is, a specially script-based Google form was designed. That was also done by the students, no doubt. Students had been trained for them for that particular stuff, and at the end of the review process, each and everywhere there was one remark which support their review process. Why I have given 4 points, particularly related with the teamwork or say the critical thinking skill. So they need to justify with some of the remarks. And if you go with the remarks, say these are one of the sample of that. She is the 100% unbiased and a good leader. a few of the incident happened during the course, so they have given some type of comments. She is not aware of her hidden potential, which is a negative point might be, and because of that they have given less point. She needs to work on her communications and confidence level. This is peer assessment feedback remarks given by the students for their one of the colleague. And she is strict leader but gives everyone equal respect. So these are some of the comments. And for the same girl, the mentor remarks is she needs to be outspoken. Now see here, she needs to be outspoken and she needs to work on her communication and confidence level. These are somewhere matching. So this feedback help that girl to improvise herself as and when she is performing her duty. She managed the group excellently. So that is also here. She is strict leader but give respect to everyone, and she is a very good leader, which is very nicely supported. And this type of mapping was done, and this all comments are also available to the particular person for whom these comments were given. This assessment was done. So this becomes some sort of say guidelines for him or her to develop themselves. Now, this whole survey and this whole group, the form has been done. Actually, if I would like to give you the idea, this one Google form was created, and after every month, it's a 6 month of semester, so almost 5 months were used to do this type of survey. So at the end of every month, throughout the month, they need each and every students required to observe this particular colleagues, peers, and then the Google form was made open to do the peer assessment. So every individual student had to do the peer assessment for his or her colleagues, 8 or 9, whatever the numbers. And at the same time, faculty mentor also have to do that particular task. Then one of the survey was conducted related with this peer assessment. I would like to highlight one point over here. Before starting this peer assessment with the 21st century skill, orientation program was also arranged to explain all the skills. And that has been very nicely conducted by the experts, myself and my team. And particularly students had been explained how the skills are so much important. The World Bank survey also explained to them with the help of few of the articles presented in Times of India and other stuff, how the skill is so much essential to become a very good engineer, skilled engineer. And after this whole process, one of the survey was conducted to really know the outcomes of this particular peer assessment techniques. And few of the questions of that, one of the question is that which of the following skills trait is most difficult for you to judge in your peers? Because there were not much, this representatives were not so much compatible with some of the skills. They were not knowing about in detail about those skills. So this question was given to them, and you can see the responses. Obviously, few skills they found very difficult to understand even. Integrity, one of them is the major one, and interpersonal skill also they were not in position to understand. And later on, after this survey that has been explained to them, the second question of the survey is which one was the toughest for you to judge them, or few of the other parameters were also given. So lack of the right type of environment or opportunity to judge, because each and every time they were supposed to. So this is one of the area where we need to work, and the major reason behind this was by the students, which was given as a feedback, the lecture duration, because they were used to stay into the college for 6 or 8 hours, and during 6 hours they hardly get any time apart from this WWE to interact with each other. So they were interactions was purely missing. So right type of environment which was required. No doubt they have appreciated a lot with this WWE, but at the same time they want each and every class, each and every subject with some type of peer assessment techniques. So that's what the another stuff. The third question was, do you think your perception of skill has been changed or improved from the first to the last review? When we started this WWE, this peer assessment and this CPTP subjects execution, very few students were aware about all the skills. In fact, nobody. And then later on, we had explained them. That was done as a theory part, explanation for 15 to 20 minutes. But after execution of this peer assessment techniques, they really believe that now we know very well about this type of skills and how to judge these skills. That was one of the best outcome of this particular program. You can see their perceptions for their peers also. That has been also having the very nice one. In fact, that had helped to change their perception also related with the 21st century skills which is required, and how to develop yourself in this area. One of them question is, do you think your demonstration of these skills has been improved because of the peer reviews? And few answers, approximately 10% of the answers was saying that not at all. Those students were not believing they have improved in any of the areas. But if we talk about, say, around about 37, not 37, 27 students were not agreed. Otherwise, more than 500 students have been agreed. And in fact, later on, they have asked in other subjects also to implement such type of process. Another question was, do you think your peers' demonstrations of these skills have been increased? And again, the results are so good. More than goal attainment was more than 80%, where students were believing that yes, their peers' executions, and particularly the leadership skill, they so much improvised themselves in the leadership skill and collaborative skill. And that was really a good result with this WWE, which we have observed. This is a sample copy of one of the Google form which was used. Which of the following skills is the most difficult for you? And the survey which we have used to judge this, all the questions. I have taken few of the results to looking towards the time limitation. And the discussions and the conclusions related with this. It was enhanced engagement in teaching learning process. In fact, all the students were engaged very nicely. Assessing effective domain determinants, very likely that like honesty, integrity, teamwork. In almost when we talk about the outcome-based educations, our program objectives and learning objectives for a session must be it must be towards our mission and vision of the institute. And when we talk about, say, any mission and vision of any of the institute, a few of the words like global citizen and good human resource and working for the society, such type of words, which is required, which we need to show the development of the affective domain, which is so much essential for the teaching learning process. And how to assess that affective domain, it is always a challenge, it is always a question. So with some type of peer assessment techniques, we can definitely show the development of the affective domain among the learners. Constant and comprehensive evaluation, which is required for as a continuous evaluation, always preferred. Lifelong learners, yeah, that's very good one. After the execution of this program, students really become a lifelong learner. Right now, these students are studying in the 4th semester and the 6th semester, and we have seen national level and international level achievements done by these students. In fact, we as a college, somewhere in one of the corner of the Gujarat, where students, you can say it is a medium level, but they have demonstrated very nicely after taking part in this particular event. They have become so much with the confidence, and they have taken part in international level events also. Few of the group, one of the group even won the competition in Boston, and recently in Bangalore Institute of Technology, few of the group have done a really good job. There is an ASME, HPVC, and other competitions. Responsibility for their own learning, they become more or less self-learning, which is so much required in today's time, today's era. And experience critical thinking and editorial skills, which is also one of the very good part with this peer assessment and this WWE program. These all are the references which was used during this particular execution of this program, and a few more related to that. Obviously, the syllabus of the CPDP, Contributor Personality Development Program course given by the GTU was also really very nicely it has been nicely described, and that is also one of the best help to develop this pedagogy. And now I invite all of you to have any of the questions. Particularly, this is all about from my side. So I'm so much thankful to all the attendees for registering yourself for this course. And if you have any queries, you can right now you can give the questions, or say you can return to the mail. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. We will give the audience 1 or 2 minutes in case they're typing.
Yeah, sure.